Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Kings County Board of Supervisors. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Here.
Richard Valley.
Here.
Doug Verboon.
Here.
Rusty Robinson.
Here.
Robert Thayer.
Here. All 5 members are present. Would you all please rise for Sylvia Gaston, Colonia Church. Morning, Sylvia. Thank you for coming today.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Merry Christmas and to all of you board members. Before we pray, I want to just give you a verse out of Isaiah about the coming of Christ, which this season is all about. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Let's pray. Dear Lord, we just thank you for this season. We thank you, Lord, for the community that we are blessed to live in. And Father, of all of these names that refer to you and your Son, I want to call upon the Prince of Peace. Lord, may your peace descend. May it fill this room. May it fill this city and this county, my Lord. May every member of this community, everyone hearing my voice, be the ones who usher in peace into every conversation, every discussion, every relationship, and every environment, Lord. We welcome your peace and we thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
All men, flag, ready?
Giving to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. At this time, we'll go to administration. Kyria Martinez. Kyria.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are we under unscheduled?
Administration under recognize the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department and the 2025 Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll turn it over to Alex.
Thank you, CEO Martinez, and good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Alex C. Walker, Administrative Analyst, Kings County Administration. Before you this morning is a presentation recognizing the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department and the 2025 Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee for the respective longstanding community Christmas trees. In 2025, Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department actually celebrated its 100th Christmas tree. Good thing we have a historian in the room that corrected the record. There was some complexity with World War I. We'll get into the history later. And for the residents of the city of Lemoore, and also the Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee celebrated its 106th Christmas tree for the residents of the city of Corcoran. For comparison purposes, the Rockefeller Center tree, located in New York City, is going on its 94th year, beginning in 1931. The New York Stock Exchange tree began in 1923 and is going on in year 103. And the National Christmas Tree in Washington, D.C. is also going on its 103rd year. In recognition of these long-standing local traditions, the board is asked to recognize each body and the unique history that extends further than some of the nation's most recognizable Christmas trees. Growing chronologically, I'll now share some history in Lemoore. The first documented Christmas tree raising for the city of Lemoore took place in 1919 by the Women's Club at the intersection of Highland and D Streets with the purpose of spreading goodwill and Christmas spirit. The inaugural tree was such a success with the community with over 2,000 members in attendance, it was decided that the commercial club with the Women's Club would carry on the tradition. Lemoore firemen joined to help with the tree event by serving on committees and assisting with donations and fundraising efforts. On November 10th, 1925, Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department took the helm to care for the Christmas tree, and the first Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department tree raising took place on December 17th, 1925. Every year since, the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department has traveled from coastal areas to the Sierras to secure a tree, and eventually the tree was relocated to the intersection of Fox and D Street, where it resides today. The tradition is to head to the mountains the day after Thanksgiving in search of the perfect tree. Each year, a chairman is assigned the task of choosing the tree. In the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department, this is a great honor, and it's a memory that firemen cherish for the rest of their lives. Early Saturday morning, a group of active duty and honorary firefighters meet up with a ranger to scout for the tree. Once the ranger has given their permission on which tree is suitable, the work will begin. A crane is arranged, and one firefighter is selected to climb up the tree and place a strap to connect it to the crane. After the tree is secured, the tree cutting begins, and it's slowly brought down by the crane. A custom tree trailer was constructed for the tree to rest and be transported. Once placed on the trailer, the tree is trimmed and tied down to ensure that it can make it back to the valley on Sunday. And once back home, the work continues with a crane donated by a firefighter is ready to assist with the tree placement. Lights are constructed and placed on the tree, and these were also created by a Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department and are attached to the tree, as well as a star topped by the American flag. Another core part of this tradition is that active duty firefighters, honorary firefighters, and their families hold the light strains and circle around the tree, helping make the final adjustments to ensure the tree is secure. A boom truck is brought in and the electrical is connected to give power to the tree, and this service is also donated by LFVD member. Once all of this is completed, the department takes its annual picture in front of the tree. This effort would not be possible without the support of all active duty firefighters, honorary firefighters, and their families. The 2025 tree chairman is Crew Captain John Powers, who was also recognized at the Lemoore Christmas Parade hosted by the Lemoore Chamber of Commerce on Saturday, December 6, 2025. In total, Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department has been involved in 106 of all of Lemoore's 107 Christmas trees, benefiting Lemoore residents for over a century. Now, speaking of Corcoran, in 1920, community members of the city of Corcoran organized together to establish a community Christmas tree. The tree was located at the intersection of Whitney and Shidden. In addition, these community Christmas members secured materials so that children of Corcoran will receive a present from Santa Claus. These Santa gifts were a bag with hard candy and an orange, donated by local businesses and growers. At the time, Corcoran's population was lower income with a migrant working class population. This effort was in direct response to the conditions of the 1920s Corcoran, and the early group was comprised of the Corcoran volunteer firemen, employees of the San Joaquin Power and Light Company, and veterans of foreign wars, with various other volunteers. Over time, the veterans of foreign wars became the predominant group to carry out the tradition of providing a community tree with a gift for every child who comes to see Santa. VFW fundraised for the community tree in several ways, most notably by selling fireworks and hosting Reno Roundup Night. In the early 1990s, the organization of the community's tree transferred from the VFW to a community organization simply named the Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee. Membership in this group was open to all citizens, with several members continuing to serve with the newly established committee. The Corcoran Christmas tree is decorated with roughly 3,300 lights and nets handmade by committee members, and the tree is topped by the American flag in honor of the country's veterans and America. The Christmas Tree Committee continues to provide a candy bag to any child that comes to see Santa, and the committee also co-sponsors the Christmas Royalty Contest and a community event called Christmas in the Park with the local Chamber of Commerce. In 2019, Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee celebrated its 100th Christmas tree being placed in downtown Corcoran, and the following people are members of the 2025 Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee: Mitchell Dawes, David Arredondo, Ron Defendis, Mitchell Dawes, Francisco Pastor, Eric Boss, Lily Orozco, Esther Boss, Mark Dawes, Marie Dawes, Desiree Dawes, Matthew Dawes, Tammy Eklund, Brandon Rowe, Kurt Rowe, Jay Hammond, Miranda Brewer, Marlana Reynoso, Richard Brewer, and Shelley Brewer. At this time, we respectfully ask your board to recognize the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department and the 2025 Corcoran Christmas Tree Committee. I'm available to answer questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Very good. Any questions from the board? Any comments? Supervisor Valley.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to thank the board and staff for taking the time so we can have this important recognition today. We know volunteers help make the county go round. These young men and women and the veterans of the tree committee have been doing this now. I believe this year is 106 years for this tree. And it's something that the community of Corcoran absolutely looks forward to. The kids look forward to. But you have to imagine and take the time today, the work that Lemoore and Corcoran do to even, and a dangerous mission too, I would look at it, is going all the way up there, finding a tree, getting the tree cut down. They transport the tree. And then the day they were putting this tree up in Corcoran, we were out in downtown Corcoran and we saw them. They were out there from the early morning, way past the sunset, for hours putting up that tree. and decorating it. And that's just a whole lot of work. And as somebody who, you know, I'm 55 years old, so I absolutely remember as a kid going to that tree and getting my bag of candy and that orange. And so that's something that's important. And I really want to thank them too for reminding us of the tradition of going out there back in the days when those farm workers and the migrant workers were outside of Corcoran in camps, and people took the time to go out there and see that those kids and those families didn't have a tree or presents. And so to start that tradition that way is heartfelt and should definitely be recognized. So I do want to welcome them to the chambers of the board. And again, thank you for the time.
Oh, very good. Anybody else? Santa Claus, you got anything you want to say? Who climbs the tree? Put the hook on it.
So somebody is selected every year. I would love to have that privilege someday, but this year it was Chris Vansel, Firefighter Vansel.
Cool. You know, I just did the math in my head, and my grandfather would have been 4, my grandmother would have been 2 when they started the Corcoran Christmas tree deal. So that just shows they had to experience the same thing. They never talked about it. So,
Mr. Chairman, I know they'll probably come to the podium and talk about their mission a little bit, but I do want to note that part of the tradition is at the end of the Corcoran Christmas parade, there's a tree lighting ceremony, and the Corcoran tree gets lit up for the first time, and they always give it. It's an honor to be the one to light it. And this year it was Matthew Boyette's. Where's Matthew at? Way in the back. It was his family's honor. His grandfather got the honor. So at the end of the parade, the community and all the kids and Santa, they get under the tree, and his grandpa got to light that.
looks like you might have had a short because Matthew's hair is still standing up.
But yeah, let's hear from them, Mr. Chair.
Matthew, you want to say anything? You get shocked?
I did. Yeah.
I mean, your grandfather was a pillar in the community, and he was around for a long time. So it's a great honor to have the tree dedicated to him. So I know you're very proud.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I just want to thank Supervisor Valley for bringing such a time-honored and storied tradition, in the city of Corcoran to the forefront like this. It's a very special tradition, one that, I went to the parade this year. I didn't know it had grown to what it's grown to now. It's quite the event. So those that haven't went, I urge you all to go and check it out. So thank you again for bringing this forward and recognizing this and remembering the tradition. And it's hearing the story about about how every person way back when this first started, how everybody got and how Supervisor remembered getting the orange and the bag of hard candy. So that way everybody had something in such a underserved community. Oddly enough, it's all coming full circle today because that was a tradition started by 2 pioneers in the city by the name of Ralph Gilkey and Julian Bernard Boyette, which was my grandfather's uncle. And so coming full circle today, that spirit of giving and philanthropy lived through my grandfather's life. And just want to thank the Corcoran Community Christmas Tree Foundation for realizing that and recognizing that and honoring him. From the bottom of my heart and my family's heart, we really thank you. It was very touching to learn about the dedication and having my grandmother there to flick the switch and turn on those lights in his honor was very touching. So again, thank you, Supervisor Valley. Very appreciative, and thank you to the Corcoran Christmas Tree Foundation. So thank you.
Very good. At a time of giving, it's good to remember the past. And so thank you for sharing your story, Matthew. So at this time, we'll go ahead and if there's no more comments, we'll go ahead down to the well and we'll invite we'll do Lemoore first. And then would you guys would Lemoore or Corcoran like to say anything?
I'll say something on behalf of the fire department,
Okay.
if I may,
All
Mr.
right.
Chairman. Outside of my county hat, I'm also an active duty firefighter for the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department. This is my first tree trip, hopefully the first of many, and it's just a true honor to not only be a part of a longstanding tradition as a firefighter, but also as a resident of Lemoore. I grew up attending the tree lightings, the Christmas parades. It really gives me goosebumps just to be before your board this morning to talk about it and to be on the other side of this tradition. So on behalf of the fire department, as an active duty member with our honorary in the back, Honorary in the back, almost cried. Sorry. It really is a truly special occasion. Thank you.
You want to invite them down and we'll give some presentations for Lemore first in oil and then we'll do Corcoran.
I actually was not given information for Lemoore, so
Oh,
we only.
I'm
have
sorry.
Corcoran.
We'll make that up later. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing that story. At this time, we'll invite Corcoran down to the well and we'll do a photo with Supervisor Valley and myself. You want to say something?
Yeah, I'd like to, and a couple things, they covered pretty much everything, but, first off, we'd like to thank you guys for this recognition. 106 years is a long time and, we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. We'd like to thank the city of Corcoran as well as the Chamber of Commerce in Corcoran for, all the help they give us throughout the year and especially during the parade. We'd like to also recognize Jay Hammond, 52 years as a member this year. And I think that's one of the most special things. He's living history. So thank you, Jay, and thank you guys. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. And what's your name?
Mitchell Dawes, president.
Mitchell Dawes. Very nice to meet you. We'll meet you down there at the bottom and give you your certificate.
Good job. Good. Hey, you're looking good.
All the names.
You can pick him, it's not his name.
Okay, here we go. People go. People, they didn't. Okay.
Put him up. Copy available in the lobby for $5.
Either.
Oh, let's just give it to him.
$5.
Yeah. Pick your collection. Hey.
Who's gonna be a family here?
What have they got? Hey.
Same as the bonds. That's great. You have to get up here. I think what we're gonna do. She's got babies. There we go. Thank you. I'm not even thinking.
Sure. And he wore off a couple inches.
Did you guys want to take a picture at the back?
Good job. Good job, thank you. Congratulations. See you again. Thank you. I got the rest of it. Hey, they made it. Oh, just a picture. Yeah, well, we. Man. No, no, no. Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah. Why don't you tell them about the block and tackle days instead of these hydro trains? I know it, exactly. That's the story we want to hear. Yeah. They don't always go smooth.
Okay, very good. We'll move on to the next item, which is unscheduled appearances. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the board on items of interest within the board jurisdiction and which are not already on the agenda. The board will not answer questions impromptu, and concerns or complaints will be referred to appropriate staff. For items which are not or on the agenda, members of the public will be provided an opportunity to address the board as each item is brought up for discussion. Speakers should limit their time to 2 minutes. Do we have any written comments?
No written, but the first speaker card is Frank Lopez.
Frank, good morning. How are you today?
Too bad. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. I wanted to give praise to the Public Health Department for having a new wellness coordinator in the Clinic of Avenal. I think it's going to be a great help and to the citizens there in Avenal. I also would like to thank the Environmental Health Director, Troy, who came out on December 3rd to give information about the landfill and the issues that are going on there. Was able to explain things, was able to answer questions from the community and help ease fears of what's going on there. That's in contrast to, unfortunately, some Facebook posts that I've seen that show some division there in the city of Avenal. My biggest worry with like some of the Facebook posts and some of the lives are that they're mentioning how they're seeing city council texts and have privy to that, which is kind of odd and interesting. So I just warned the board to not maybe know that their text messages might show up on different Facebook posts. And then lastly, I did have 2 questions for the board. One, I actually went to the fire chief, who had mentioned at one of the town hall meetings that there was going to be a new fire truck there in Avenal by December. I just wanted an update on that, and then just if there was going to be any public comment or notice about the new fire department contract. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. And we'll be back in touch with you with appropriate staff. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your comments.
The next speaker is Kyria Martinez.
Kyria, please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kyria Martinez, CEO. I want to take a moment to recognize 2 of our department heads that will be retiring effective December 30th. this year. This will be their last board meeting for Scott Hallwell, Public Guardian Veteran Service Officer, and Jim Henderson, our Public Works Director. Just kind of want to give a little bit of recognition to them. Scott began his service to Kings County on February 3rd of 2014, joining the county as a Deputy Public Guardian and a Veteran Service Officer following a 30-year career in the United States Navy. In 2016, he was promoted to the Director of Public Guardian Veteran Service Office, a role in which he earned widespread respect across the state, serving as many years as the Legislative Chair for the California Association of County Veteran Service Officers and testifying multiple times at the state capitol on critical veterans legislation. His leadership and advocacy were recognized with the 2024 Ted Puntillo Dedicated Service Award, the 2024 President's Award, and most recently being named a lifetime member of the California Association County Veteran Service Officers in 2025. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Scott is widely known as an exceptional leader and mentor who consistently placed the well-being of his staff and the veterans he served at the forefront. He fostered a work environment rooted in positivity, mutual respect, and strong sense of family, leaving a lasting impact on his department and the county as a whole. Over the years, he has received numerous certificates and recognition for his dedicated service to the veterans of Kings County. Scott, we wish you the best in your retirement. If you want to come up, I don't know if you have any words to say, but I just wanted to take the moment to recognize Scott.
We won't time you.
Maybe we should.
Scott, thank you. So please share your thoughts on what you're going to do in the future, and if you're going to really retire, you're going to go somewhere else.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Kyria, thank you for the recognition. To answer the question, I'm not really sure what the future holds. I know it doesn't hold getting up each morning at 5:30 and getting ready to come and go to work. However, my work in the veteran space is certainly not done. It was an honor to be hired to come here. I had a small break from my naval service where I worked for Leprino Foods as a production supervisor. I think I knew when I walked in the door that wasn't really where my passion lay, what I wanted to do. But I received a real education. At one point, I was a licensed milk. What's the word? I can't think of it now. But anyway, pasteurizer in the state of California. So that's always the thing I bring up when people say, tell us about something that we wouldn't think about for you. So really, I've been in public service for the most part for the last 45 or 46 years, either serving my country or serving the county. Joe Wright, I have to give credit to him. He was the one that reached out to me and asked me to apply for the position when the position came open. And it's just been a real honor to be able to extend my service by serving the veterans here in Kings County. Not only the veterans, because that's the part that gets really recognized about that position, but serving public guardian clients as well. So we have folks in the community who don't have the ability to take care of themselves because of a mental illness. And then we get appointed by the court, the Office of the Public Guardian does, to take care of those folks and provide for them. And I'm the name that gets written on the court documents, and I'm the person that gets called out in meetings and gets recognized. But I couldn't do any of that, or we could not have done any of the veteran services, taking care of the many veterans that we have, if I didn't have the dedicated staff that I have. And so I have been blessed with a staff that have really poured themselves into their work, and that's made it a pleasure to work here. I want to thank the board. I want to thank all of you for your support throughout the years. It was a different relationship than it is today with the department heads, obviously, with the changeover from CAO to CEO. But I see good in that, and I see things working more smoothly and things being able to, the CEO being able to do her job and help the county to move forward more quickly without a lot of the impediments that exist. Thank you to Kyria. I told her yesterday in a meeting that of all the recent CAOs, that I think she's done the best job of reaching out to department heads, gathering them around, and really creating a team to help the county to move forward. Also like to thank the others in admin. Would like to thank the department heads that have worked with me over the years, particularly behavioral health. It's been a real partnership with them, and we've been able to move forward and help veterans in ways that other counties are not able to because of the partnerships that we've had. So I guess I think that's about it. What am I going to do? Like I said, I want to stay involved in the veteran space. I've been asked by our state association to stay on in a volunteer-ish kind of role and provide mentorship to new county veteran service officers that are coming in. So I look forward to doing that. Look forward to doing some travel, spending time with the grandkids that I have up and down throughout California, one in the Midwest and then one on the East Coast. And who knows what God's got for me next, but I'm just going to wait and see. But it's been an honor to serve here. Thank you for this opportunity.
No, thank you. Any comment? Supervisor Valley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also just want to elaborate on Scott's service to the county. Thank you, Scott, for all your years and dedication, not only to the county, but to the veterans of Kings County. I know you mentioned the public guardians role, and that absolutely gets overlooked. But I think the work that gets done in that little office over there can tend to get overlooked too. You're dealing with a population and a mindset of veterans who, first of all, they're not looking for anything. And so as hard as it is to get them in the door, you have to talk them in to go in the door because they feel that they just served the country and they're not looking to come and file for a claim. I know it took me about 12 years, and I'm sitting here to go see you guys to go do that as well. But that's just the way it is in this world. That's the mindset. But I want to thank you. That work. I wish we had you at least another year or two. Hearing that you were going to retire a couple of months ago, that I know I was very surprised to hear that. But it's going to be a little scary to not have you here, sir, because there's going to be some big shoes to fill for what you do for these men and women who served our nation. And so I just want to close out by saying a very respectful thank you. Your career in the military, if you'd have just did that and walked away, you definitely left a mark in this world. But then to come here and have a whole nother second career, still serving your country, that speaks volumes, and you will be remembered, sir. Thank you.
Good. Anybody else? On behalf of the board, thank you, Scott. We wish you all the best in the future. Where'd you go? There you are. I wish you all the best in the future, and hope Judy can handle you being in the same space with her. Yeah. You might be coming back hanging out. I don't know. But we do. You made us a better board for being who you are and teaching us what's going on with the veteran services, and we appreciate that. So I feel my job is I've done a better job because of you. So thank you again. Wish you all the best.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just for clarification for our staff, I think there was a request on if we didn't announce the fire contract back in October 21. But that vote was ratified, as you know, on Tuesday, October 21. The city manager was here, Mr. Anthony Lopez, and on that day, he actually sent a text saying that they were going to be making a post and putting the word out through their city's sites, and that has not happened to this day. The city did not announce that, and so I know this gentleman can go talk to his brother, Mr. Lopez, and find out on that end. But I believe we announced it many times, and we're very happy to have that contract there and keep that community safe. Thank you.
Well, I'll bring Jim Henderson. Do you have any comments you'd like to make today?
I wanted to say a few words on Jim. So
Okay.
Jim began his career with the county as a senior building maintenance worker in the Public Works Department over 30 years ago in September of 1995. Jim left the county for a brief period and returned in April of 2008, and since has promoted through the ranks of the department, holding various positions such as facilities manager in May of 2016, building maintenance superintendent in April of 2018. Thereafter, he was promoted to deputy director of public works in November of 2024. Most notably, he was in March of this year, he became our public works director. Jim is widely known as approachable, as well liked by staff throughout the county. Jim leaves a lasting impact on his department and a county as a whole, and will be remembered for his great sense of humor and unforgettable laugh. Thank you for all that you've done, Jim. We wish you the best in your retirement.
Very good. Jim, come on down to the podium. Anybody have a comment for Jim? Or you? No? So I have a comment. So I know you have a big piece of property and your life will change. You have nobody to do the work but yourself. You might want to come back to work.
I know. I don't know if my wife is ready for me yet.
Yeah, no, it's the
Yeah.
time you got to make the choice, and
Yeah.
we do appreciate the work you've done for us, and everybody loves you, and we appreciate you, and wish you all the best in the future.
Oh, no, I appreciate the board support and CEO Martinez and working with all the different departments. So Public Works intertwines with every department in this government center and through the county. We work with all the constituents, and I'd like to thank, our staff in Public Works, the women and men of Public Works that have made my job bearable, to do.
When you go home, you don't have a staff. That's the problem. That's what
I
I'm saying
know.
here. When you got a big piece of property, and you're gonna sit there going, "Oh my God."
I'm not the boss at home.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to be told what to do instead of telling people what to do. We wish you the best, and take care of yourself. I mean, enjoy your retirement and make the best of it.
Yeah, no, this has been a great county. I've enjoyed working here, and it's been great. So
I might be a little jealous.
yeah,
You're younger than me.
Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, I know we've only had a short year with Mr. Henderson, but my only reflection is anytime I called him or texted him on an issue in my district, he responded ASAP. Even I think it was Wednesday or Thursday morning, I got an early morning call that that lighted sidewalk signal light that we have on Highway 41 in Kettleman. The kids had to cross the highway that day to go to school without that light. It was malfunctioning. So I'm thinking when I got the calls about that from Kettleman that we're gonna have to reach out to Caltrans. They're gonna take a couple of weeks to get down there. And but I called Jim, and 45 minutes later he texted me a picture of that light working. He went out there. He sent someone out there right away and got that light working. So that's my memory, and we've done that at least probably 5 times in the last year. And my only request is that you leave your notes for the Kettleman pedestrian bridge.
Yep.
All that, leave that on top of your desk in a
Okay.
big labeled bold 14 font sticker on top.
Okay.
So whoever comes in, we don't lose any more time.
Yeah,
'Cause we'll
no,
move.
definitely.
Thanks, sir.
And I just want the board to know when I first put in for this position, I had no intentions of it being this quick of a run. I was looking at a few years, just started kind of running some PERS numbers and just started figuring I'm coming to work for a few bucks a day. So it kind of just had to weigh that decision. So,
Well, we thank you. Thank you for your
Yeah.
time.
well, thank you
And,
guys.
Wish you all the
Appreciate it.
best.
Yeah, just
All right.
one, but this, were you gonna say something else, Jim?
Oh, no.
Oh. Yeah, just one of the great things, and Jim and I worked together since you ever started working here.
Yeah, 30
Um,
years.
Yeah, and crossed paths many times. And one of the things I love about your story, and it's just a testament to all of our employees that work here, is that you're one of the few department heads that started literally at the bottom of the organization. And through time and tenacity and hard work and great work ethic, personal values, you rose to the top of Public Works, and thank you for your service and the time. I love it. It's not that I don't love our other department heads, so don't start that rumor. But I just love the little guy that starts at the bottom and finds himself on top of the peak. And best of luck. Good luck with Sherry.
Yeah.
And Sherry worked for this county for many years too, and I think your son still does as well.
Correct. Yeah.
And
He's
so-
a sheriff. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a history of the Henderson family
Yeah.
that's going to continue on its legacy here. But thanks, Jim.
No, thank you. I got grandkids coming ready for the sheriff's department.
It's awesome. Jim, you're always pleasant. You're always uplifting. I always enjoy talking to you. Just remember the golf course is a great place to hide.
Yes, that's on the list.
Wait, he got country club money, or are we talking more?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
I got a little more golf money.
All right.
Not country club.
Jim, we wish you all the best and enjoy retirement, and come back anytime to see
All
us.
right, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
That's all the speaker cards or information I had. It doesn't appear anyone online has their hand raised.
Okay, anybody else in the audience have anything they want to add to today's agenda? Nothing. We'll move on now to item 4, which is approval of the minutes. Report out of closed session from regular meeting, December 9th, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was nothing to report from either the December 9th or the December 11th meeting.
Okay, we'll move on now to, do we have any comments from the public on that one? None. We'll go to item C now. Approval of the minutes from regular meeting, December 9th, 2025. Motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Thayer. Any questions from the audience? Comments? Nothing. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley, Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson, Robert Thayer.
Yes.
5 in favor. Thank you very much. Item D, approval of the minutes from special meeting, December 11th, 2025. Supervisor Robinson, motion, second by Supervisor Thayer. Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson, Robert Thayer.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor. Thank you very much. We'll move on now to the consent calendar. All items listed under consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. If a board member has a question, requests additional information, or wishes to comment on an item, the vote should not be taken up until all questions have been answered and addressed and comments made, and the public has had an opportunity to comment on the consent calendar item. What's the board's pleasure?
So moving, Chair.
Moved by Supervisor Neff, second by Supervisor Thayer.
Second, but I have a comment.
You have comment.
Because I wasn't going to pull it, but just, paying special attention on the consent calendar under J, under administration number 5, which authorizes you to sign that letter urging the governor to consider a more robust energy reliability strategy that strengthens in-state production and refining capacity while maintaining the state's environmental standards. I just say it on public statement. I've said it many times up here about the ongoing soaring cost of energy in the state. And just because this board is signing this letter, assuming that this motion passes, doesn't mean that you can't write your own. And at some point in time, we gotta stop this madness in the state. In the last 10 years, the cost of energy has doubled. And that's just no joke. And it's time to start turning that standard around. And I'm thankful that this board is signing on. I believe this was Nathan Massig's from Fresno County Board of Supervisors letter, and happy to join on with it. That was all. Thank you.
Very good. Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, seeing none, we'll go. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Robert Thayer.
Yes.
5 in favor. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I just want to take a minute. Part of that consent calendar, one of the items we just passed was an appointment to the Citizens Advisory Committee for Corcoran State Prison. And we appointed Mr. Daniel Martinez, who is here today. He reached out a couple of weeks ago. He followed up with clerk to the board. Thank you, Catherine, for taking care and getting this before the end of the year. And I want to thank him for stepping up to serve. We know that that's hard to do. We have 2 positions available for appointment on the Corcoran Cemetery District as well. But these people that step up should not be taken lightly. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Good luck. Thank you.
Danny, you want to say anything? Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, let's hear from you. Appreciate your dedication and sticking your head out there to go be in the prison board.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, honorable supervisors, esteemed staff. It is my sincere pleasure to be able to serve the community. I love Corcoran, and I fully understand how important the interaction is between Corcoran and the correctional facilities, and whatever I could do to facilitate the flow of information between the two, and however I can help Corcoran thrive, continue to thrive, make a great city even better. It is my sincere pleasure, and if anything that I could ever do for any of you, any concerns, please feel free to reach out. Catherine has my contact information, and I'd be happy to help however I can.
Well, thank you. Thank you for volunteering. We need volunteers like this throughout the community for all kinds of boards. So we want to make sure we show recognition to those that do that. So thank you.
I sincerely appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll move on now to regular items, and item A, Behavioral Health Department. And we have Lisa Lewis, Dr. Lewis.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Supervisors. I'm Lisa Lewis from the Kings County Behavioral Health Department. And before I start requesting your approval on this resolution, I would just like to congratulate both Jim and Scott on their retirements. I worked with both of them for many years now, and I think Scott started the year before I did. So it's been over 8 years of work with the Public Guardian Department, and we have worked so closely together. It's been a seamless relationship, and I very much appreciate what they do, and their partnership with us has been fantastic. Resolution has something to do with that. So thank you so much, you guys. Congratulations. Okay, good morning. I'm here this morning to request your approval of a resolution authorizing emergency procurement of specialized inpatient crisis and residential behavioral health services. These placement services are for county residents within psychiatric crisis services, conservatorship, or foster care dependent of the court placement. Regarding background, Kings County Behavioral Health operates as the county mental health plan under the contract with the California Department of Healthcare Services, and is responsible for providing specialty mental health services to Medi-Cal beneficiaries and other eligible residents. This includes emergency psychiatric services. Under the LPS Act and the Bronson Act and the Department of Healthcare Services Mental Health Plan contract requirements, the county must arrange and pay for involuntary psychiatric hospitalizations and specialty mental health services for clients under conservatorship and foster youth and dependents of the court. These placements are initiated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, round the clock, by such entities as law enforcement, designated mental health professionals, hospitals, probation, and child welfare. Bed availability is highly constrained within the state of California. Traditional competitive bidding and standard contract timelines do not align with these mandated and time-sensitive services. The department cannot predict which licensed facility will have an open bed at the time of an emergency, or which facility will best meet the unique needs of that individual and that they will then approve admission. So our current challenge is that with recent purchasing practices this year, Kings County Behavioral Health has continued to arrange these legal mandated emergency services, but has been unable to timely transmit payment to facilities providing the care. As a result, costs are accumulating as unpaid obligations, and facilities are at risk of not being paid timely for services already rendered. And the county would face potential disruption to critical emergency mental health services. Emergency psychiatric and foster youth placement services meet the definition of, quote, emergency in state public contracting law, which is sudden, unpredictable occurrences posing clear and imminent danger, requiring immediate action to protect life, health, or essential public services. Public Contract Code Section 10340 and the Kings County Purchasing Policy Emergency Procurement Provision, that's a mouthful, both recognize exemptions from competitive bidding under these circumstances, aligning with how LPS, conservatorship, and foster youth dependent of the court placements typically occur. So what this resolution would do, this resolution would authorize the behavioral health director or my designee to make payments and, when appropriate, to sign and execute agreements with licensed mental health treatment facilities for emergency placement of Kings County residents requiring specialty mental health services. Covered entities include inpatient psychiatric hospitals, psychiatric health facilities, state psychiatric hospitals, IMDs, specialized treatment programs, mental health rehabilitation centers, skilled nursing facilities, adult residential facilities, adult residential treatment programs, crisis stabilization and crisis residential programs, short-term residential treatment programs, and county-to-county mental health plan agreements for foster youth under presumptive transference, meaning the child is being moved to another county. The fiscal impact of this. There is no impact to the county general fund. These are existing mandated services that Kings County already provides, and appropriations for hospitalizations and placement are already included in the adopted budget. Payments under this authority will be limited to Department of Healthcare Service established regional rates or negotiated amounts consistent with those licensed facility type rates and their structures, with cost reimbursement through Medi-Cal when eligible, and through MHSA or 91 realignment when Medi-Cal is not available. Multiple layers of oversight and accountability remain in place, including licensing of the facilities by Department of Healthcare Services and the California Department of Social Services Community Care Licensing. And there is also concurrent clinical review of hospitalizations and medical necessity determinations and county fiscal controls and audits. The resolution also requires the behavioral health director to maintain appropriate documentation, fiscal controls and reporting, and explicitly preserves the board's authority to review and ratify individual agreements when circumstances warrant additional oversight. The resolution does not create new services or spending. Rather, it aligns the county procurement process with existing state mandates so that Kings County can pay for and maintain access to essential emergency psychiatric and specialty services. Approval of this resolution will ensure legal compliance, protect public health and safety, and stabilize relationships with inpatient and residential providers. Historically, Kings County Behavioral Health has paid these fees under the Welfare and Institution Code, but recently Kings County's purchasing policy has been under review, and there has been a request for contracts in every case or a resolution or some kind of formal authority to pay. So after discussion of this issue and possible solutions with the purchasing department, county admin, and county council, this emergency procurement resolution was formulated. I am comfortable with this resolution. This has been reviewed and approved by County Council, and I respectfully request your board's approval of this agreement, and I'm available for any questions you have.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Lewis.
you.
Any questions from the board? A motion to approve by Supervisor
Second.
Robinson, second by Supervisor Valley. Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson. Robert Thayer.
Yes.
5 in favor. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. We'll move on now to item B, regular calendar, and it's the Community Development Agency. Mr. Chuck Kinney. Morning, Chucky. How you doing?
Well, good morning, Chairman, members of the board, Chuck Kinney, Community Development Agency Director. Come before you today to just report out the actions from last night's Planning Commission meeting. They had one item of business to consider. That was conditional use permit number 17-05 amendment, which was a proposal to amend a previously approved conditional use permit for the existing surf ranch facility. That includes year-round operation and maintenance of an existing wave generation facility and events located at 18556 Jackson Avenue. The proposed amendment includes adding 40.39 acres to the project site, the installation of decomposed granite parking area, a security gate, and additional parcels, and up to 46,100 square feet of new structures on the additional parcels. The new structures include a security room, a proposed bridge over the man-made canal, maintenance and storage buildings, training facilities, and overnight accommodations with restrooms. There was one member of the public that did have speak out in opposition, but the project was approved unanimously by the members of the Planning Commission that were in attendance.
Very good. Any questions from the board?
Was the new District 2 appointee there?
We currently have a vacancy for District 2 that we are working on getting filled. Yes.
Danny?
Oh, we have somebody.
You're one of all.
I thought did the deadline pass on the application? Oh, it hasn't opened up yet? Oh.
Okay. Always looking for volunteers. Any questions from the board?
Move to accept, Mr. Chair.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Thayer. Madam Clerk, please. Oh, any questions from the audience? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Robert Thayer.
Okay,
Yes.
item passes. Move on now to item number C, and that's the District Attorney, Sarah Hacker. Merry Christmas.
This is the last board supervisor meeting before the holiday.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope none of you get coal and all of you get presents in your stocking.
I was informed that they now have exploding coal, so I need to be careful.
I really hope that you get no exploding coal. And if you do, please let the fire department know. And this morning, I am so honored and privileged to present to you our agenda item, which is to adopt the contracts for our two independent contractors, Crystal Howard and John Bratch. Both of them have contributed greatly to our county. We are so lucky to have them. Crystal Howard has been an attorney since 2001. She graduated from UCLA Law, which is one of the most prestigious colleges for law in California. She has served as a deputy district attorney since 2001, and she joined our office in 2023. During her tenure here, she has made huge strides with our resentencing laws, which California changed all of the laws regarding homicides. And so many of the convictions that we have gotten for murder in the past are now being challenged in court. And Crystal has the experience, the know-how, and the intellect to take these cases on. Some of the more notable cases that she took on was the Yoakum case, where he challenged his conviction and she won. So that was huge. And it brings a lot of good feeling to our community, knowing that we will defend our convictions with prowess and fierceness. Now, Yoakum is planning to appeal his decision, and Crystal will be our first person in line to fight that appeal. Another case that is currently being challenged in court is the Gaelic case. And so Crystal, as well as our supervising DDA, Katie Smith, they're both tag teaming that case to defend and protect that conviction. And then we have another appeal that's coming down. I don't know if I can mention it yet, since it hasn't gotten here, but it is one of the high profile cases from the 90s where the defendant is challenging his first degree murder. So she has done a fabulous job for this county, and we are so lucky to have her. I would also add that Crystal has provided additional legal support to county council on at least one case that had a civil component as well as a criminal component. And so she's been a great help to admin and county council regarding some of the more nuanced legal questions that were involved with that issue. So I'd ask that you adopt and ratify that contract. Our next independent contractor is John Bratch. He is a phenomenal addition to our office. He is an independent contractor and he works offsite like Crystal, but he also assists us with our prison filings. And when I came into the office 3 years ago, we really didn't have a lot of uniformity in the way that we were reviewing prison cases. And John came in and has really brought a strong set of standards, as well as providing a lot of guidance and resources to the ISUs, or the investigative services units, through the prisons, so that when something happens, they submit a case, and for some reason or another, we can't file that case, he's always been somebody that they could go to explain why. So I hope that both of these contracts are ratified. Both of these independent contractors bring a lot of experience, a lot of intellect, and we are very lucky to have them.
Very good. Thank you very much. Any questions from the board?
Motion approved. Can we take them together?
Yes. Motion by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Thayer. Any questions from the audience? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley, Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson, Robert Thayer.
Yes.
5 in favor. Thank you
Okay.
very much, sir. Have
Thank you.
a wonderful holiday.
You too.
Administration, we have Alex Walker at the podium. Alex C. Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Alex C. Walker, Administrative Analyst, Kings County Administration. Before you this morning is a quit claim deed from the Kellerman City Foundation to Kings County, as well as a quit claim deed from the county to the Reef Sunset Unified School District. On November 17th, 2000, the county submitted a community development block grant to construct a community facility in Kellerman City to house daycare, Head Start, food distribution, and other social services. On January 18th, 2001, the Reef Sunset Unified School District, the entity with a superior property interest, executed a grant deed that granted the county the real property located at 75th 5th Street in Kellerman City with two conditions. First, the grantee, which is the county in this case, shall pursue and complete the construction of a Kettleman City Community Center upon the land granted under the deed before or on March 31st, 2003. Second, the county and successors and assigns shall use the land and building as a community center for the citizens, residents, and visitors of Kettleman City and the County of Kings for a minimum period of 30 years. The 2001 grant deed included a provision that allows the Reef Sunset Unified School District to terminate the county's interest in the property if in the event the county was in noncompliance. On June 14th, 2005, the county executed a grant deed that granted the Kettleman City Foundation the real property located at 75 5th Street with a condition that it operates as a community center as defined in the Community Development Block Grant. The 2005 grant deed included a provision that allows the county to terminate Kettleman City Foundation's interest in the property if in the event the county found that Kettleman City Foundation was in noncompliance. From June 2005 to on or about October 2024, the Kettleman City Foundation operated a community center at the property. On or around October 28th, 2024, the Kettleman City Foundation was told by a representative of the Reef Sunset Unified School District that if the foundation was no longer able to operate the property consistent with the grant deed terms, that the Reef Sunset Unified School District would be interested in acquiring ownership of the property. As a result of this discussion, the foundation reached out to the county to inquire what the property reversion order was and to discuss the challenges with operating the facility. The county engaged with KCF via phone calls and emails throughout the months of November 2024 through the present to hear their concerns and share information regarding the grant deeds. The county also met with the foundation's board in person at the 75th Foundation Street location facility on May 28th, 2025, to hear their concerns and discuss their likely noncompliance with the grant deeds. In between these meetings, the Keens Community Action Organization, known as KCAO, sent a letter and email to the foundation dated February 18th, 2025. This letter outlined KCAO's decision to vacate the property due to funding constraints. As a result, KCAO would exit the facility and cease providing support to the building's upkeep, Head Start Classroom, and Family Resource Center on June 30th, 2025. KCAO provided a variety of building upkeep support, including for paying for vendors for air conditioning services, landscaping, pest control, fire and burglary alarms, as well as fire suppression and sprinkler systems. Throughout the month of May 2025, the county executive officer inquired with the county's department heads if there was any interest or capacity to provide grant deed compliance services at the 75 5th Street facility, sharing details about KCAO's exit. The inquiry resulted in no actionable interest, with the county departments citing their own funding constraints and capacity challenges. The county met with a representative of the Reef Sunset Unified School District on June 18, 2025, to confirm their interest in the property and to discuss their concerns regarding the grant deed terms not being met. Following this meeting, the Board of Supervisors received a letter from Juan Rees, Superintendent of the Reef Sunset Unified School District, dated June 23, 2025, expressing the school district's interest in acquiring the property. The county met with the foundation board again in person on October 8, 2025, sharing that the county believes that KCF is in noncompliance with the 2005 grant deed and thus has a legal duty to fulfill its terms both under the 2005 and 2001 grant deeds, as well as the Community Development Block Grant. The county shared that it's working with its county council to take the appropriate actions as required by law. Staff have previously engaged with KCF, sharing that the voluntary quitclaim deed is an option that the KCF board may elect to sign before the county were to take further action. The county was informed by the foundation on November 25th, 2025, that they'll be holding a board meeting in early December to discuss signing a voluntary quitclaim deed. On December 3rd, 2025, the Kettleman City Foundation signed a voluntary quitclaim deed, and on December 4th, 2025, the county was informed of KCF's decision to sign the voluntary quitclaim deed. Before the board are actions to accept and record the KCF quitclaim deed and authorize staff to take the necessary steps to secure the building and the county's own quitclaim deed to revert ownership of the property back to the Reef Sunset Unified School District. County council and county staff confirmed that there are no encumbrances on the property and that the county and Reef Sunset Unified School District should be aware of. By accepting the quitclaim deed, Kellerman City Foundation has 30 days to exit the building and return the keys to the county. Once KCF exits and returns the keys to the county would then provide the keys to the Reef Sunset Unified School District. If approved by the board today, KCF must exit the building and return the keys by January 15th, 2026. If the board approves the actions as recommended, county staff will inform the Kellerman City Foundation of the next steps and facilitate the transfer of the property. The quitclaim deed has been reviewed by County Council and approved as a form, and at this time, we respectfully ask your board to A, accept and record the quitclaim deed that reverts the property from the Kellerman City Foundation to the county, B, authorize county staff to facilitate all the appropriate steps to secure the property from the Kellerman City Foundation, and C, approve the execution of a quitclaim deed that reverts the property from the county to the Reef Sunset Unified School District. I'm available to answer any questions you may have and appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Supervisor Valley, you're taking notes over here. Did you get all that?
Yeah, and I've been following this and talking with all parties, as well as that being a big issue in District 2. First, I want to ask, is there a rep from Reef Sunset School District here? Mr. Reese here?
So he was to attend this morning. However, he let me know this morning that he overbooked his adamant Christmas breakfast at the same time.
Okay, understandable. It's the holidays. What about KCAO? Is there a rep from KCAO? Okay. Do you have a hard deadline on action today, or would this trouble you if I request the board to table this to the first meeting in January?
Supervisor Valley, your board can make whatever decision you deem appropriate. However, if you were to table this action today, it may impact the insurance coverage that the Kellerman City Foundation has had. They currently have insurance coverage up until the date of when we would have taken over the building. So if you were to delay this action, we'll have to inform them of such.
What date is that?
If your board adopts this today, it would have been January 15th, 2026.
And I will add a note to that. So the building was not insured. They let the insurance lapse, December 1st because of the, this all, all this movement. However, when we talked to them, they were able to secure insurance for the building until January, but it did cost them, it was a little bit costly. And so they're anticipating that they only need the coverage until January 15th. So if we were to extend it, they'd probably need to extend.
Okay. So, one, I want to thank staff for I know you guys have been there multiple times and in person, and then I hear it from the parties when I talk to them. So I know this isn't just, hey, here's an item on the agenda, let's motion and rubber stamp it. There's been a tremendous amount of staff time and resources. And so the reason why I asked for both those parties to be here is one, I think we should have heard something on the exit out of KCAO. When you look at an underserved community like Kettleman City, that's a model for what I believe KCAO's mission is and should be. Communities like Stratford, Armona, if you're not there, then where are you? And I don't want to tie down on KCAO because they do a lot of positive stuff. I'm thankful we have Supervisor Thayer now sitting on that board, and he's going to learn a lot more on there. And there's going to be some important decisions from his coverage there in the future. But I also wanted to hear, more importantly, the community to hear the commitment from whether it's Superintendent Reese or any rep from the school district, from the Reese Sunset School District, on to outline their commitments and what the plans and the partnerships are going to be provided to the community of Kettleman City, because that's what this is about. It's not about a piece of property. It's about continued services to those folks in Kettleman City that have always depended on this over the years. And I do want to thank KCAO for all the years. I don't know how long they've been there, but I know they were there when I took office in January 2009. They were there. I would go out there. I'd see some of those services provided. But I think the community should hear that. That's why I asked for them to just transfer over some property with no parties here. To me is not something that I would like to do. But I would ask either you, Mr. Walker, or our CEO. And my understanding is they're not fighting this. The foundation, they don't have any money. There's been multiple, good work done by those, board members to try to figure out some kind of new revenue stream. It's just not there. So do they want this done today? Or based on a money matter for insurance coverage, this couldn't wait so we can get a fuller presentation and a public commitment on services moving forward the community before we just transfer property.
We have the insurance coverage till January 15th. So the board decides to pull it. We can schedule it for January 5th when we come back. But we would have to notify all parties because everyone was aware that this item was going today.
Yeah. Because even if they can't be here on the 5th, which I mean, that's plenty of time moving forward to put that on your calendar and to be here. But even if it's a commitment, Mr. Reed's letter has one line about future partnerships and services to the committee. The rest is all about acquiring the property. And I respect both of those, but I want to hear something for the community too. So if it's not that big of a deal, then I would respectfully ask the board just to table this till January 5th. We'll make it done. It's not an uphill fight. It's just more a public commitment. That would be what I would ask for. So we can hear about that.
And just for clarification, that would be January 6th.
January 6th.
What's the board pleasure?
Yeah, this project's been discussed for months. I think just move forward. Much of the Head Start program has had to change quite a bit with the transition of kindergarten. And so a lot of those programs are much smaller. The Reef Sunset School District needs that facility that will be for those transitional kindergartners. It's designed that way for the Head Start program that was there. I think this is a good program. I'm not really sure what Supervisor Valley is grasping for, but this is a good project. It's a good transition, and it was somewhat transitioned in when the foundation was formed because that was a new entity in its beginning, and this was the step to move forward in the future. So I think we should just go ahead and move forward. There will be some tenant improvements that will be needed to bring that facility up to current codes. That's the only thing that was lacking, I think, that I seen is that because they transferred it to the county probably shouldn't have any liability as an owner, even though that ownership was only for 30 days. There probably should be some liability because I'm not sure how real estate works. And I'm not sure if the county would have any 1-year warranties on any of the utilities, but that was the only shortcoming that I seen in the document.
One note, I'm sorry to jump in. The district did have it on their school board for this Thursday as well. So if it were to delay, it would delay also the action item on their board.
Well, thanks, Steve. Now, for clarification, what I'm looking for is a conversation with Superintendent Reese, as he shared with me that with KCA pulling out and those services leaving, that he had some ideas on what programs that they would provide. So it's a very positive conversation, but in the letter it just says we would be supportive in fostering partnerships that best serve the community of Kettleman City. And I just wanted to hear that because I think that would help smooth some things over because it's not 100% support from Kettleman City. Because when you go in the details past the services, now you're talking about this place where quinceañeras are held, weddings, parties. There's going to be some impacts there because now the school district is going to have this. And then if you have a quinceañera, the folks there, they can't even, the adults will not even be able to have an adult beverage. And those are some concerns from the community that have been relayed to us on the different experiences going to be in that hall. And I see probably one of the impacts is going to be people aren't going to want to rent that hall to do that because now it's basically walking into a classroom or school cafeteria, and that could be a positive for the city of Avenel. I see families from Kettleman going to Avenel to rent hall space or something to hold these quinceañeras. So that's something to look out for too. But that being said, again, it's not opposition. It's not a fight. It's nothing like that. And I would be hopeful that we could just delay this till the 6th and get it done.
Superintendent just responded, he's going to jump on via Teams.
Okay.
If you'd like him to.
Very good.
Okay. Okay. And then we can move forward today from hearing him.
Do we see him on there yet? Nothing. Brian? Nothing? Yeah, go ahead. Step up to the microphone.
Sorry, just a quick question. Is there any services going on right now at the community center?
Mr. Chairman, would you like me to respond to that question or take it offline? So currently, the Kelman City Foundation, not to speak on their behalf, has been providing what they consider a service. However, the county has found that compliant services are not currently occurring.
Yeah, there's no public service.
Right. And there's been some issues in the past with alcohol.
It's being used as an event.
Yeah.
There's issues at Hanford Civic Auditorium too. Which is,
He said he's on.
a lot of positive happens in that building.
And to clarify, I'm not criticizing Kelman City Foundation for the services they are providing. However, from a legal view of the requirements in the community development block grant, those services are not being met at this time.
Very good. Superintendent, you're online. Your microphone is muted. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm on.
There you go.
Good morning, everybody.
Thanks for coming on, sir. Appreciate it. And sorry to pull you away from your function. I know that's important too with the
No.
holidays, but do you mind, sir, so we can move forward today, just outline maybe some of the positivity that the partnerships and programs that you could commit to bringing to the community if in fact this deed transfers this morning. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for inviting me. I apologize for not being there in person. I'd love to have been there, but we did have another planned activity here with my admin team. But our plan is to use the facility. We do have community schools grants money that we like to bring and use that as a family engagement center. We would like to bring a lot more resources to Kettleman City through this grant that we have and extend our family engagement center that we already currently have in Avenal and bring it to Kettleman. I did speak to the Kettleman City Foundation. There were some members that came over. We'd like to partner up with the food distribution that KCAO does already. We'd also like to be part of the when they do the lunches for our citizens there. And so there's a lot of things that I think that we can do as a team and build that collaboration with the community and the school district. And so there's quite a bit of stuff that we can bring to the community once we're able to acquire the facility. And it'll give us a place for us to have for the families there in Kettleman.
And thank you for that, Superintendent. Would you say that the tone is positive with the foundation with this action as well?
It was very positive. Our meeting was very positive. I think that it is a great opportunity to bring more to Kettleman with the school district. I think it's something that this is a great opportunity for us to be able to communicate better and do a lot more for Kettleman City.
Well, I appreciate this, sir, and I'm comfortable moving forward to make the motion when the chairman calls for the question. But that being said, do you think you could commit to maybe March or April timeframe, sending a rep to the board and just giving us an overview on some of the things taking place and maybe some programs that will actually be in place at that time?
Absolutely, that would not be a problem. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think that it's something that I think Kettleman deserves, and I think this gives us a great opportunity to bring those resources that the school district right now currently has, and I think it'll be a great thing.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ruud. Appreciate your clarification.
No problem. Thank you.
What's the board pleasure? Valley, you good now?
Motion approved, and appreciate the board's time. And
okay, we got a motion by Supervisor Valley, second by Supervisor Neves. Any questions from the audience? Anybody online? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Neves.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson. Robert Thayer.
Yes.
5 in favor. Thank you very much, Alex. Okay, we'll move on now to the study session we have with Matthew Boyette. How are you today?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Matthew Boya, Deputy CEO, Kings County Administration. So I'm here before you board this morning to give you an update as to where we are in our endeavor to repurpose our vacant buildings here on campus. So we've got these 3 buildings here, which we refer to as buildings A, B, and C, that were the Superior Court of Kings County used to be located in there, but vacated in early 2016. So for almost 10 years, they've sat vacant and have continued to just get old and deteriorate. So as our county services and the demand for our services grow, and as our staff grows to serve those demands and needs, staff growing to the tune of roughly 2% a year, we're finding ourselves in a little bit of a pinch where office space is at a premium. Some departments, we have folks doubled up in single office spaces. And so this is really an endeavor for us to really bring more folks here on campus, more centrally located, but also properly house our departments to continue to be efficient and effective and move forward here with everything that we have going on. So just wanted to show your board some floor plans and renderings of what we have so far for these buildings. And then at the end, I'll go through some numbers as far as costs go, and then kind of sum it up with a little bit of a what's on the horizon timeframe wise to get to actually opening these buildings. So what you're looking at here, and again, all of the slides that I'm going to be showing, we have foam boards over there as well in the chambers this morning for folks that want to kind of peruse over there and put their hands on it and touch and see and all that good stuff. So what you're looking at here is the parking lot improvements that would be necessary to actually bring services on campus. So right now, and what we're looking at here, this is the main parking lot. So as you enter the complex, this is going to be everything on your left-hand side, right here on the corner of Kings County Drive and Lacey Boulevard. So, we have buildings A, B, and C there. You'll see 2 little grayed out boxes there on the corner. So right now, that's where we currently have our old Kings County Jail. So the thought is, now that those services are located in their new facilities, we would go ahead and take those down and leave area just for any potential future development. So not necessarily put parking in there, but just leave that open for what may come here in the future. With that, then kind of reimagining this parking space to go ahead and have adequate parking for folks that would be using the services that are going to be located in these 3 buildings there. So it looks much different than we have now. One thing to note here, very important on the northeast side, or excuse me, the northwest portion of this map here, you'll see that we've got a new parking lot exit and entry area there that's not currently there today due to the amount of traffic that we anticipate coming on campus for these buildings. We thought it necessary to have another entrance and or exit point rather than just having it all be funneled here through the main county complex there. So with that, can you go to the next slide, please, Giselle? And I'll show you guys what I find as very exciting and very inviting. So this is a rendering of what the parking lot would look like as you enter the main complex here. So you would be looking, in nice, beautiful Kings County signage there. Off to the left-hand side that you can't necessarily see on this rendering, but that's where the old jail currently sits. And then we've got buildings A, B, and C currently there, still nestled in the back. Nice, beautiful gateway entry.
What's that blue? That blue right there.
Oh, yeah. We're missing Home Depot back there, I think, is the backdrop, or yeah, but anyway, just wanted to show you the exciting and very inviting signage that would welcome not only staff but the residents and constituents of Kings County that would be getting the services. Next slide, please. And so we're going to go into a little bit of floor plans, and again, I know this might be a little difficult to see up on the slide, so we do have these physically in the chambers if you and or anybody want to go and look at those. So in building A, this is a single-story building. And the facilities and departments that are going to be planned to be moving into, first we have HR listed there. And that color is the kind of white shaded area. That's the northmost section. Next, we have the public guardian and veteran services office. So sorry, Scott, you're not going to be in this brand new fancy building, but we'll definitely take nice care of it for you. That's in kind of the seafoam green area, just below the HR building there, kind of roughly in the middle. And then the next two colors, we have kind of a purple and then a red. So we have our employee health center and our risk department. And so since risk oversees all of our benefits and health insurance and oversees the employee health center, they're going to be located together there at the bottom section of building A. And then the largest portion, the single largest portion of building A, I should say, from a department perspective, is going to be the job training office. So as of right now, we have all of those facilities located off campus downtown on Irwin Street. So very, very important services there for the job training office and the Economic Development Corporation to go ahead and bring them on campus here, more centrally located. So that's going to be the yellow area there off to the left. And then right in the middle, there's a kind of a rough L shape there in a light blue, and that's kind of some common space for all departments. So you're talking about restroom space for all of the departments going here, break space and stuff like that, that all of these departments can use. And then in the very, kind of northeast corner there, we've got a small little section for some stairs and electrical for the building. With that, if you want to go to the next slide, please, I'll go ahead and show you what the outside of this building would potentially look like. So this is, again, building A, the exterior, kind of keeping with the same look and feel and history of the existing buildings, but giving it a little bit of a facelift to kind of what we did with the old hospital of, preserving as much of the history as we can, but kind of bringing it into the modern age. So it's a nice, beautiful mixture of that. So with that, if you want to go to the next slide, please, we'll move on to building B. And so building B is a 2-story facility that's going to be taken up by the public health department. And so on the first floor here, on the left-hand side is going to be the women, infants, and children section there. And then right in the middle, kind of in that purplish area, that's where they're just going to have their staff for these divisions and services. And then off to the right, they're going to have their infection prevention and environmental health services portion there off to the right in that kind of seafoam green area. You want to go to the next slide, please? And then this is the second floor, again, comprised of all public health space. We have their nursing division on the left-hand side there in red. Again, their general staff area for the folks that are going in this building, and then more of their environmental health services. They have their data team that's going to be in there, as well as their public health emergency preparation, or their FEP division there off to the right in that large kind of seafoam green section there. And then next slide, please. I'll show you the exterior of what building B would potentially look like. Again, keeping with the theme of preserving the future, or excuse me, preserving the past, but kind of stepping into the future there. So a nice mixture of that. You can kind of see the WIC signage there on the left entrance, and some of our corridor areas here to, give folks nice place to go outside and get some, breath of fresh air and what have you. So really, really exciting rendering and, facelift here on building B. You want to go to the next slide, please? We'll move on to the last building, which is building C. Again, this is all public health with a portion dedicated to a countywide multipurpose room. So that's one thing that we have found in this endeavor, and just in general, as we continue to do business, is there's always a need for large scale multi-purpose space, whether that's for trainings, meetings, community gatherings, events, you can never have too much space. And right now we just have the one right here in this building here. So, which is very, very well utilized, but can definitely use more. So with that, you'll see kind of a blank space in the upper left-hand corner there in the, light pink. And that's that's kind of a placeholder for the public health lab. So as your board remembers, we had a fire in our current public health lab that took it out of commission. So right now we are operating without an in-house lab and are actually contracting for those services. So we're leaving. We would ultimately, in a perfect scenario, would love to bring that back in-house in Kings County. So leaving some space dedicated to potentially build out what that lab would look like in the future. And again, as I mentioned there in the upper right-hand corner, that would be the multi-purpose room. Nice big area to, provide a space for our county staff and our departments to use for a litany of things. And then rounding it out there with the bottom half of the building there in the seafoam green is going to be where all of the public health administration and fiscal staff would be to support all of their operations, both in buildings B and in building C. And if you want to go to the next slide, please, I'll show you what the outside of this building would look like. Again, keeping with the theme of all of these three buildings, they all have a similar beautiful look and feel, nice updated feel there. So very, very exciting to give them a facelift, put some nice windows there, get rid of at least some of those closed in wooden walls and bring some natural light and, breathe some new life into these buildings. Next slide, please. So I want to go over where we're currently at with, because, again, obviously all of the beautiful stuff that we just looked at, it's not free and it's not cheap. So as of right now,
Matthew, can I talk a little bit, before you start, can I talk a little bit about the background on this one?
Absolutely, yes.
So in 2023, the board, we did a survey with all department heads and their staff on space planning. So we did a space planning survey. And obviously we know that there's been, significant growth in the county. In 2010, we had about 1,278 employees. Last year, we hit almost 1,700 employees. So we're growing an average about 2% every year. This past year was the first year we actually reduced some employees, but as you can see, our growth is continuing to grow year after year, and our facilities are not. So just wanted to kind of give you the context. How we got here, we were able to talk to all the departments, get the buy-in. They're here today, though at the end, we'll give them an opportunity to speak. But I just wanted to give you that context on how we got here. Public health did face a fire. Unfortunately, it wasn't part of the plan, but these plans were already underway. And so public health had to relocate off-site. And so currently we're paying off another lease for them to be off-site. And so the plan is to bring them all in-house. But with that, I'll turn it over to Matthew to talk about the proposed budget.
Perfect. Thank you. So what we're looking at here is our proposed budget as of what we know today. And so the grand total there you'll see is the $41.4 million broken out in the various categories. So the construction of all of the renderings we just looked at is going to be about $33.8 million, and then planning and fees at $1.2 million, surveys and report fees to a little over 200,000, public agency fees about 150,000, printing and advertising a little over 34,000, and then the construction inspection at 96,000, and then construction testing about 422,000. And then furniture and equipment at about $3.5 million, and then rounding out with some contingencies for the project at about $1.9 million, bringing us to the grand total proposed budget for this project at $41.4 million. You'll notice that I have the construction and the furniture and equipment categories kind of highlighted right now. So I'll go ahead and break those out on the next slide. So if you want to go to the next slide, please. So just wanted to give you a sense of what's making up that $33.8 million from the parking lot to the three buildings that we just talked about. So of the construction costs there, $4.8 million of that is the site demolition and development that I talked about at the very beginning, where we would go ahead and demo the old jail, lay a brand new fresh parking lot, have a brand new entrance and exit placed kind of on the north west section of that. That brand new gateway entry with the Kings County signage. That's what the site demo and development is for. And then obviously building A, B, and C speaks for itself. You know, again, building A is going to be the buildings where human resources, the job training office, public guardian veteran services office, risk, the employee health center are going to go. And then buildings B and C occupied by public health. So that's how the construction is delineated between those sections of the project.
Mr.
And
Chair,
next,
if you don't mind, before he moves on.
Yes.
When you say site demo and development, I know you just outlined 2 locations, but across the street, these old buildings and where the employee health center currently resides, are you talking about demoing that as well, or are we leaving those structures there, and will that still be part of a county campus?
so the project that we have here today and the costs does not include any site development and demo of the facilities that we have across the street. So I don't know.
Because I noticed, like you listed on there, you're talking about moving the employee health center
right
to this side. So what would go on to those buildings?
Yeah.
So those buildings would remain vacant. So that would be the next phase of what we do with space planning in the future with that property.
They'll sit for years vacant without county services in them, or would we look to them as a revenue maker as far as leases?
It would be up to your board, but I think for the sake of this presentation, we're just focusing on the front, but knowing that we do have some plans for that other offsite property.
Did you get a chance to tour those buildings?
No, not lately. Just when I go to the employee health center.
Yeah, it's probably scheduled time for him to go walk through those with staff.
No, if they're old, then I'm saying, well, we would ultimately demo them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But this started in 2020, so we haven't got to that point. I think we gave her direction.
Yeah.
Let's go
No, for sure.
on the health center. So woke up.
Mr. Chair, for purposes of the Brown Act, I'd recommend we keep the discussion to this
Okay.
property for
All right.
now. Thank you.
And that furniture budget, I see Supervisor Robinson's thinking about getting back in the furniture business, reopening and stuff.
Yeah. Great segue into the furniture and equipment piece there. $3.5 million. This is it's an anticipated cost for the project, but it's not a construction cost. These are things that we're going to have to outfit for the building to bring these services into these newly renovated spaces. So the obviously furniture and appliance, 2.1 million, IT equipment, a little over $1 million, and the security equipment. Obviously, we want to keep that place nice and secure and safe. So 350,000. So as we get everything built and finalized, and then go to actually outfit those facilities, that's the anticipated cost to do so there. So just wanted to kind of highlight those 2 categories there, because that's obviously the lion's share of the cost of this project. Next slide, please. So as we have a rough estimate of what it's going to cost, we then have to figure out, okay, well, how are we going to pay for this? Okay. So as of right now, we've kind of identified about 10.5 million in upfront funding that we can potentially put towards this project to buy down any potential debt that we issue, to lower that debt obligation and lower those annual debt service payments. So as I mentioned earlier, in buildings B and C, those are occupied by public health and would be paid for by public health. And they've identified about $5 million right now of funding that they have that they can put towards buying down their portion of the construction costs of building B and C. With that, we do have about $1.6 million identified in our impact fee plan, coming out of the public protection category, due to the public guardian and veteran service office services that are going to be planned to go into building A there. And then we do have 3.9 million that we're still waiting to get back from the state for the closeout of our Senate Bill 81 juvenile hall project. So we're in the last bits of closing that project out. Once we finalize that project, the state gives it their blessing, then we get that money back as the retainer that they've kept for their funding portion of that project. So that all equals up to about the 10.5 million. And we're still identifying, as of now, other one-time funds that we have and other potential funds that we have to buy down this debt as much as we reasonably can to keep everything fiscally sound and safe and secure. With that, we anticipate financing roughly $30 to $31 million of this with debt, which we would then service on an annual basis. Based on the departments that are in there. So public health would be financing their portions of buildings B and C. We've got JTO in buildings A, and then a lot of general fund departments there in building A. So based on departmental usage, square footage wise, that would be proportioned as far as servicing the annual debt on that. So with that, if you want to go to the next slide, please. So that's kind of where we've been. So looking ahead as of what's on the horizon in the immediate and distant future. So once we come back in January from our holiday closure, we're going to have K&N Public Finance, who's been helping us on the financing piece and the debt financing piece with such a large project. They're actually going to be coming before your board to give a in-depth presentation about the financial aspect of this. And then we're also going to be finalizing the upfront capital, identify as much as we can, and then that will then determine what our final debt issuance would be, which then kind of in the summer and the fall of next year, we would actually go and issue that debt. And then looking at later in next year, late 26 or early 27, actually start groundbreaking and start construction on buildings A, B, and C and the parking lot. With anticipated project completion roughly late 2028 or early 2029. So big asterisks on this slide here, because as we all know, with projects of this scope and nature, there's many dynamic factors that can move these timeframes around. But with that, that concludes the slides. Just open it up for questions for your board, but I do want to let your board know that, again, we have all of the departments in the chambers this morning that are going to be potentially moving in. So if you have any questions, comments for them, we also have Darden Architects. We have Grant and Leslie here who have been imperatively important to this project and getting us to where we are today. So we want to thank them for that. Again, although, you know, not all the departments are mentioned in buildings A, B, and C, as Kira mentioned earlier, we've spoke with every department, making sure that we listened to them and made sure that their needs were addressed in one way or another, how we can service them, how we can ensure that they continue to grow and meet the needs of our community and the growing demand on what they're doing. So again, just not only want to thank the departments in chambers today, but thank all the departments that have been on this journey with us for a long, long time and countless space planning meetings trying to figure out what their needs are today, what their needs are going to be tomorrow, and how we can best meet those needs. So that's what we have for you today. And that concludes my presentation, and I'll pass it off to Kira. So thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Kira?
I wanted to just take a quick moment. I know the sticker price on that is significantly high, and you know, we've been very well aware of that. I do, as Matthew mentioned, our financial advisors came in. We've been working with them closely. They will come next month. We will present a better outlook on how our debt is looking. We do anticipate by 2028, most of our debt in Kings County has been eliminated, which, you know, thank you to your board for making those decisions to paying off all that debt. We are in a really good position to issue debt. And also wanted to mention that thank you to the board because you did set aside some funds to be able to pay for the architect design. And so the architect design that we've paid for that we presented to you today, it was a $4 million contract. It's already paid for. You know, we've gone through this entire process, and it's all thanks to you. The decision that the board is making today is going to be for the future. And so, thank you to the department heads for all their time spent in the space planning, all the meetings, the disagreements, and the agreements. I look at HR because we had a few disagreements along the way on.
Ooh,
some of
can we
these.
hear about those?
Yes. But
Any video?
Again, I want to thank also the architect, public works, community development, admin staff, the core team, meeting bi-weekly. We actually do have a standing meeting with Leslie, and our architects weekly, just kind of like punch list. And then thank you to public health. I know public health, it was a lot to design, 2 big buildings, 60,000 square feet. So just want to say my thanks. I do want to call up our architects actually to say a few words about the project. They've been extremely helpful, very responsive, just been a great team. And thank you again for bringing also the plans. So I'll turn it over now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. We appreciate the opportunity to be here. We're excited about this project. We know this is just a portion of a much larger government complex that you have here, including this building, that we want to respect how we develop this building. These 3 buildings were courthouse buildings. They were really well built, but they didn't put a lot of windows in them. And because courthouse buildings tend to want to stay away from that sort of thing. So it's been fun to try to work through with the county staff, the directors, Matthew and Korea as well, that it's given us an opportunity to reimagine what those buildings could look like and try to put them in a position that will serve the county for another century. Money like this to fix buildings like this doesn't come along very often. And we want to put the county in a position that they're proud of what they have. And it's a shining light to all of the county and to the staff who works in them every day. So we're excited about that.
Very good. Thank you. Leslie?
Just thank you for the opportunity to be part of this. It's been a really fun process working with the team and all the departments. And, kind of what we do every day is a puzzle, and how do we solve that? And I think that it's come together really nicely, and you've got a great team and great departments. So
Very
it's
good.
been
Thank
great
you.
to be a part of. Thank you.
Now, you guys did the Hanford Sentinel old building to the high school building now. So
Yeah.
you took an old dingy building that was basically a warehouse and made it into a beautiful working space with a boardroom and everything. So I know what kind of work you guys do. And the technology today is so much different than back in the 70s when they built this place. So we have our fingertips on the access of all the new technology. When things were built then, we didn't have soft wiring, we didn't have any of that stuff. So if we could, make this available for the community for the next 100 years, that'd be great. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions from the board? Supervisor Valley?
Just a couple. One, the timeline. I hope the timeline gets pushed back because that says 2028 completion. And this better not get done before that Kettleman Bridge because we're ahead stage-wise design right now. I see this get done before the bridge. It's gonna be a problem.
Noted.
Just kidding. No,
But noted,
yeah. My first term, going back to 2008.
You should buy Brown Act right there. Probably can't talk about it, right?
Well, point of view, it's in part of watch the way I wrap this together. You're gonna be so impressed. My first term, I would have been against this. Nez knows he's been here, Seaver been, because I say that because at the time I felt the balance between the investment in our districts, specifically District 2, versus investments in the county campus and the monies that was being put in here and beautifying this place when other areas of the county had blight in it. But you move forward to today, the gentleman that I've been seated with, especially the last 5 years, and our staff and our CEO, I believe have balanced that out tremendously. And that I see the investments in our districts and the support of my colleagues for not only my district, but each other's districts. And I think that the community, in large part, won't be offended by the price tag. It is what it is. It's 2025. And like Chairman Verboen mentioned, people will have this 100 years from now. And they're going to know that the people, the men and women in here made that happen. Any bumping of heads with department heads, I can only imagine that's probably because of the same tone of balance. Well, what about us? We're going to do this. What about? I get that. There's not enough to go all the way around, and there's some priorities, but I'm pretty sure that moving forward, we could try to figure that out. I would ask that one of the things that struck my attention was a common area. And as you guys move forward on that, maybe you can take a look at what me and several of the board members just saw when we toured the Google headquarters. When you go to that place, which is actually called the Google Visitor Experience, because they promote the community coming out to Google. So where all these smart men and women are working, they also invite the community out there for several reasons. And I think we might be able to capitalize on a piece of that. When you talk about the common area, take a look at the food they provide over at the Google Visitor Experience for their employees. It was not a big footprint. It was a small section, but like what we learned, first of all, they don't waste an inch of space over there, right? We know that. But one of the things that stood out was not only were they providing a healthy, low-cost menu for their employees and working to keep their employees healthy, they featured, they highlighted their growers and they supported their growers and their farmers. Their menu featured, it was locally harvested ingredients, and the menu rotated based on seasons, right? And I think that if we do something like that to provide food here, and these board members that have connections with the restaurants, the local vendors, and farmers that are growing these fresh fruits and vegetables, we might be able to be that creative and help with a revenue stream, not only for the county, but for our farmers and our growers as well, but also provide a low-cost, healthy menu. At Google, you could get a cup of coffee for $2 still, and you can get a nice big chicken salad for $9. I just pulled up their menu right now. Go to Google Visitor Experience, and you could click on the cafe and see that. But now you have a common area that will keep our employees here, right? And we know how one of the worst parts of the summer is going and getting in that car in the middle of the day, and that car is 120 degrees inside, right? Imagine now our employees have a reason to stay on campus, not have to go get in that hot car, eat here. I think it's a positive all around. I still, just here in this office, I still see our employees. Yeah, they're dedicated, but I hate to see them eating their lunch at their desk. Alex Walker, wherever you're at, and Kyria, you know.
We got one that eats his Pop-Tarts and cheeses in his truck.
Like, they should have a nice place to go to. And when you look at that, we could get other ideas on how to make that experience productive, relaxing, restful, recharging for our employees as you go through there. But enough about that. This is positive. I would just lay on the table as you're working through the finance. Is this an opportunity for our public finance authority? Is it something that we could look at? As you know, I sit on a board for a new market tax credits for the San Joaquin Valley. We're doing a lot of projects around the valley. Let's see what parts of this that could qualify for those new market tax credits versus leaving millions on the table. I think there's opportunity there as well. So, but overall, thank you. I know this is important. You guys are doing a tremendous amount of work, and it's something that I stand to support as we move forward. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Do we have a second?
I just have a couple.
No, very good. Supervisor Robinson.
Thank you. It's a lot of money. That being said, I warm up to this project when I look at public health. Rose, where are you at? $750,000. I think you're paying for lease payment, something like that. And then when you're buying down the principal to make it to where our payments can fit that. It's going to be on a 30-year term. Is that right?
It's going to be up to the board. When we bring back in January, we'll give you a menu, an option menu.
Yeah, so that combined with the fact that the buildings have been almost non-utilized but underutilized, and we bring it back to campus. I compliment you on your efforts. Good job.
Very good. Anybody else? Supervisor there?
Yeah, just real quick. Echo what Supervisor Robinson said, that I know that this brings back child support. Does it bring back all the child support or just?
It does not bring child support.
But JTO,
JTO,
Public
EDC,
Health.
Yep. Public Health, WIC, that's downtown Hanford.
Yeah, so interested in that. I'm not trying to throw a limit into your recipe here, but is the 41, is the grand total, is that a 2025 number? Or is that a 2028 number? You know, with that cost of escalations, it's going to impact.
Grant, do you want to? Yeah.
Sure. Perfect. Thank you, sir. And then, I guess just lastly, I know you're going to bring something back in January. I mean, and it's part of that menu option would be nice that these costs that are FF&E and IT related, that these things that are going to only last for 5 years, to not put them on the same interest bearing bill that we're going to be paying we're not going to pay $2,000 for a computer that we're going to pay $50,000 for because it's bearing interest. But other than that, beautiful complex and job well done. It's nice to see these buildings getting refurbished and our staff to be able to grow into them. So that's all. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Supervisor Neves? No, you're good. No, I feel good about this project as well. We don't like to see blight in our communities, and someone needs to lead by example. We just did a ribbon cutting at the Cart Building downtown on a piece of property that's been blighted for over 30 years. And there is some negative comments about the money we spent, but I think in the long run, it serves the community and the people own it. So same as this building here, we got to take care of it or we won't have anything. If you have your own house and one thing breaks and you don't fix it, something else breaks, pretty soon you don't have anything. You got to take care of it as it breaks and as it wears out. So this is what we're doing today. So can we look forward to this on the middle of January, or what do you think?
Yeah, we talked to our financial advisors, and we anticipated I think like the second week of January.
So K&N stands for what?
I don't know.
You don't know?
K&N Financial
Public
Advisors.
Finance, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if we have some department heads who wanted to speak on the project. I don't know if they have.
Julieta, you want to speak? You're here. You're not gonna get off that easy. You were told to be here. I was told.
Good morning, Julieta Martinez, Director of the Job Training Office, President of the Kings County Economic Development Corporation. I am very happy and was very willing to show up this morning. And I would like the record to show that I was a very agreeable department head in this process. Thank you. I just want to say I appreciate the work of Kyria and her staff and Darden Architects, who were very patient, were very good at guiding us through this process. I have never been through a remodel. I have always been able to work with what we have. Our biggest concern was always the client base and just making sure on the job training side, on the workforce side, that it wasn't going to hinder the services we offer to the public. Everything else we can deal with. I appreciate them coming up with a solution for the financing because, to be quite honest, we have struggled with budget and it's not easy for us to even contemplate purchasing furniture. The last time GTO had a remodel was these very special circumstances during COVID where, because the client base wasn't coming in and we weren't expending the funds, we had to ask for state permission that they allowed the past director to use that funding. That is a very, very rare instance. So it's very, very hard for us to really go back to the state and say, hey, we need to divert this client funding, for furniture movement. So that was really our concern from the start. Admin has been working with us since the beginning. So we look forward to just anything they need and then them accommodating our move. And of course, the board itself, because you are what makes this possible. And I'm happy to report we are getting through our current lease. So I'm actually hoping that this is the timeline because it took us quite a while to get through our lease renewal that I hope to have before you in January, February. I think we're butting up to the end of maybe 29 or 30. And then after that, we hope to be moved because if not,
it kick off a different type of renegotiation. So thank you for your time.
No, thank you very much. Rosemary.
Ray Rand, Public Health. This has been kind of a journey. The fire was not planned as a part of this. It is really challenging to have a team where half of your team is located in another area where WIC is. They don't feel like they're part of the department. There's a lot of struggle to get everybody together. So the idea of bringing the team together to be one department is really exciting. The space, and I appreciate Darden and admin working with us, and we needed separate spaces and separate entrances. We needed places for infectious disease to come in. We had employee entrances that need to be secured. So they really worked through a lot of our stuff, and we did build in a lot of common space, knowing that people needed time to be away from their desk. So it's really been great. Most of you have been in the old 330. It was an older building from the 50s with lots of offices, not very open, not a lot of windows. This whole concept really is in line with where county government's going and public health departments are going. And I think the clients will appreciate being able to do a one-stop shop as opposed to going to WIC, then having to come over to our clinic for our immunizations and travel around. And hopefully the walking will be better. 330 had a lot of potholes in that parking lot, and I was always worried somebody was going to fall. So we appreciate it, and we're still doing services out in Corcoran and Avenel. So we'll still be out there as well. So we appreciate it, and I support it. And we got a little money in savings, so that's why we have some money to put towards the project.
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
HR.
Morning, Chairman, members of the board, Carolyn Least, Director of Human Resources. I hope I wasn't the most difficult department to deal with, considering I was probably one of the smallest departments.
Well, they took the windows out of yours just for being difficult.
Probably they did, huh? So for us, our biggest challenge is growing and being a bigger staff. Right now, we have 12 full-time equivalent employees. And we're really understaffed, but we really have no space to grow in the space we're at right now. So for me, part of my challenge was looking at the space that was offered. And I do want to thank the architects for the many plans you gave us to choose from. My biggest concerns was losing our conference room space. We do oral boards, which is the interviews that really recruit and attract employees to come and want to work for us. And I will just call our office weathered, if that's a good word to use. It's the old fire department. From what I understand, back in the 70s, it was a fire department, and now it's the Human Resource Department. It's been through some changes. It looks pretty weathered, and yet we're inviting people here to interview. So it's very exciting to be part of a plan that has furniture that's not hand-me-downs from 5 different departments, to have that opportunity to bring people in and see that we're, recruiting and retaining people that want to work for Kings County that are in a nice building and facility. So I'm excited about the move. And I hope I wasn't the most difficult, but I do really, really appreciate CEO Martinez and her staff and the architects for hearing our concerns, kind of echoing a little bit of what Public Health said too, just knowing that you needed to have certain space for entering, and we take in complaints and things like that. So we needed a separate entrance as well from all the other departments to make sure that we were secure and in a confidential area. So I really appreciate everybody's time and efforts on that move. It was really appreciated. And again, looking forward to new furniture and an ability to grow our staff. So thank you.
Thank you. Sarah, you want to add to it?
I invite you to tour my office. I got shag carpet on the wall and some 1970s furniture.
Good morning, Sarah Poots, Administration. I don't have a lot to say other than I'm excited for the Employee Health Center to be over on this side. I think that's going to be a big benefit to the majority of the employees on campus here. And I also was not argumentative in the process.
Very good. And I know for myself, I know that the community is extremely proud of what we did with the old hospital. And I think behavioral health here, they enjoy that as well. So it just brings people to they're excited to come to work, and people are excited to see that we're doing positive things for the community. And that's how we get reelected. So that's always good. Matthew?
Nope, that's it. I'm good.
Okay.
Thank
Right.
you.
Okay, we'll move on. We've
got done.
Oh, he's still here?
Yeah, I was at IT line. I just wanted to say one thing while this is still on paper. I walk along Kings County Drive twice a day, because I do my daily walk to try to stay healthy, keep our health premiums down. But people, when you're going up Kings County and you're turning left to go into that medical plaza, people will, because it's only one lane right there until it opens up into the suicide lane in the middle. People will dangerously curl around the other cars and almost clip the sidewalk. And if our entrance there is right there, I think you might want to put one of those little, like how you kind of pull over before you turn in. I don't know what you call that. Little turnout.
Bubble out.
Yeah, but I think that would be a really good idea because it is very dangerous because it's really only meant for one car and people.
People are being mentioned a roundabout. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh God, no. No, those aren't real roundabouts. Anyway, just a suggestion while it's still on paper.
Okay, just don't walk over there anymore. We don't want you to get run over. If it's dangerous, stay away.
I can't walk over at the old public health. I might fall in a pothole.
Oh, man. Okay, if there's no more questions or comments, anybody from the audience like anything they'd like to add to that today?
Any disgruntled department heads? I mean, come on, it's this transparency.
Yeah,
Full transparency.
Scott had input on this, but he's not going to see it because he
Fairly,
light it back for the ribbon cutting.
I would say the Public Guardian Veteran Services, Mr. Chairman, was the easiest kid in this family to deal with. We found out that we were getting a new room that was going to have new furniture that was not built in the late 1980s or early 1990s. But to be serious, the thing for Public Guardian Veteran Services, particularly Veteran Services, because we have more clients on that side of the department that come to the office, is just the new location. Because many of our veterans are disabled, probably 90% of the veterans at some level are disabled. In any way you look at it, any parking lot that a veteran drives into, they either have to walk up or roll up or push their walker up a ramp or up a set of stairs in order to be able to get to our office and access services. And so I've had veteran service representatives who have gone to the parking lot and actually spoken with veterans in their cars and answered questions, done paperwork, helped them with things. We've gone to veterans' homes before in order to be able to assist them. So that's probably in addition to the ability to expand staff. I don't know that we have the necessity to do that. I'm not going to speak for whoever the new department head is, but certainly, if you look at things coming down the pike on the public guardian side, there's a possibility that in the near future we'll need to add staff. This provides us the opportunity to do that. So all that to say, we were the easiest one to deal with, in my opinion. We're tickled pink. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for being easy. Okay, anybody else? Okay, we'll move on now to the next item, which is board member comments. Nev, you want to kick it off?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. December 10th, the special meeting of the Kings County Association of Governments was held. We discussed the final 2026 Regional Transportation Improvement Program. We adopted a resolution finishing out the 2024-25 federal funds report. We also requested a transportation development audits extension, which is not uncommon, but we continue to do that in order to meet some of the deadlines. We also hired Hudson and Company to conduct the audits. So that will hopefully make that process a little easier in the future. We also discussed the 2026 meeting calendar, as well as shared the 2025-26 first quarter financial reports. And then a little bit of discussion on the Valley Voice trip to Sacramento. So those will be items coming up in the future. Attended the special board meeting on the 11th, attended the Suites for Seniors at the Lemoore Civic on the 12th. On the December 13th, the Kings County Area Public Transit Agency had the ribbon cutting at the new facility downtown. Many thanks to Angie Dow and Terry King for the funding, the planning, and the development of that wonderful facility. And as I told some of them, that was actually 3 projects in one: land acquisition, demolition, and then construction. And they handled it very well. Kept the change orders to less than 10%, which is kind of nice, but we're not done yet. But it's probably going to be less than 10. So we look forward to full completion, hopefully in the next 60 or 90 days. The King Symphony had a fall conference at the Fox Theater, standing room only. On the 14th, local high schools also participated with their choirs, and it was just an amazing concert. And continue my part-time job visiting schools and Storybook Garden, and a lot of family visits. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor Nez. Also, thank you. Beautiful building, beautiful cart building. And thanks for thinking of the downtown. We always appreciate that. Supervisor Thayer?
Thank you. Wednesday, I filled in on the KCAG meeting, sat up here next to Supervisor Neves, and just wanted to mention, put it on this public record anyway, that the future overpass at 9th and State Route 198 was brought up, and gave me an opportunity just to express some concerns that I've heard from constituents who live down there along that East Lacey corridor and then across 9th Avenue. They're not, cross 9th Avenue isn't part of my district, but nevertheless, there's some that were concerned about this overpass. But anyway, I was assured, Terry King assured me, as well as a Caltrans rep here, is that 0 homes will be impacted by eminent domain. Their words were that there's a few slivers of property in and around the footprint of the project which will be impacted, but not any residents. So that was encouraging, and reached out to some constituents to share that with it. After that meeting, I spent probably the rest of the day speaking with a bunch of dairy consultants, again, about concerns impacting their customers. And then Thursday morning, attended that board meeting with my other colleagues up here. And then after the board meeting, and this is the good, pleasurable thing you get to say from this dais sometimes, is that my wife and I, after that meeting on Thursday, headed down to Southern California to celebrate our youngest child. Our youngest is our daughter, Caitlin, and her hard work and graduation from Azusa Pacific University with her master's degree now in education and a teaching credential. Anybody that has ever pursued higher education, this is an 18-month project. And why she did it, I still don't know. But nevertheless, she's through it. I'm hopeful that she's about a week or two to get off my payroll.
It'll be longer.
But I just have a feeling that's the case. But we've been paying tuition at that school since 2013. All 3 of our kids have gone through there, 2 of them through grad school as well. So it's time to bid farewell to APU and let somebody else take over those tuition payments. And anyway, that's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Pleasure Valley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, Soup, there on your child's tremendous accomplishment and on your first year in office. Kind of seems like the year just flew by.
It seems like it was yesterday we got sworn in.
It does. And Mr. Chair, I just want to end the year by just reflecting and saying, we all go through the ups and downs throughout the year, but I think we got things done this year. And I look forward to returning next year, be my 18th year in office. Still a lot more work to do. And I think it's just a time where we all humble ourselves, be appreciative of our blessings, and know that out of all the things going on in the world, we still have the blessing of being able to sit here, the department heads, the employees, to do something positive. And I think that's what life's about. But I also want to recognize, as we go in the holidays and a lot of our employees are going to get time off, that we still be considerate to those firefighters and those sheriff deputies that are still going to be out on watch and maybe not going to be able to be home on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. But in offering of words, just know that I know everyone up here appreciates those men and women. And we want to thank them for that service over the holidays as well. There's a lot crime. Shootings in Corcoran, shootings in Avenel. And I only say those communities because they're in my district. I know those men and women in law enforcement are working overtime, trying to get a grip on that situation. That goes without noticed as well. But positive, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Very good. Supervisor Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just first want to thank Mike Navarro, and he's been a great contact over at Caltrans. He's helped with the 198 and 14th Avenue. He and Mitchell, thank you too, Mitchell. got together and were able to solve some of the drainage issues for that. And he's also, I think, put us on the list for on-ramp and off-ramp lights, which will be a big help there because it's kind of dark. I spent a couple days knocking on doors in Hanford, get a feel for what folks' interests are. I think we finally ended up getting some surveys filled out on the Armona Community Service Plan, so I'm grateful for that. And then also had a chance to enjoy my boy this weekend. I was in a couple of golf tournaments, and so just Merry Christmas to everybody and enjoy your families.
Very good. We'll move on now. I don't have anything extra to add other than I won't be here on the 6th, but I'll talk about that when I get back. Also, at this time, we'll go to board correspondence.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I actually do have a staff announcement. Mitchell from Public Works will be giving an update on the Houston Bridge.
Good morning, Mitchell. As you can see, we've been talking about a courthouse remodel for 10 years, so people need to have patience when it comes to the bridge.
Thank you. Mitchell Cabrera.
Yes.
Yeah. So Mitchell
Robert,
Cabrera,
good
Chief
job.
Engineer with the Public Works Department, here to give a brief update on the Houston Avenue Bridge. So as the last update, NEPA was cleared July of this year. We received the right-of-way authorization August of this year. So that's the current phase we're in. We've approved the appraisal report September of this year. So currently our consultant and their sub-consultant are working through the negotiations and coordination of the offer packages with all of the property owners involved. Plans are 100% complete. They were signed at the end of November. So we have 100% plans. Currently, we also cleared utility conflicts with Southern California Edison, and we're currently working with utility relocations with AT&T. As far as permitting wise, Central Valley Flood Protection Board, the county provided documents and we finally received a response. There were a couple back and forth with the Valley Flood Protection Board, and we're awaiting their final approval on that permit. Fish and Wildlife, we submitted the permit back in May. We requested a meeting July, and we haven't received a response yet from Fish and Wildlife. So that one is still pending. California Water Board, that certification has been received and complete. The Army Corps permit, the nationwide permit, has been received and complete, and also mitigation credits in the amount of $149,000 were necessary there due to the disturbance of the waterway. This item was before your board last week and approved, so we're working on getting that cleared. Currently, right-of-way is anticipated to be completed by April of next year. The anticipated construction following an accelerated schedule is scheduled to start August 2026. And there is a 4-month construction window. So we're giving it 4 months for construction duration. We have a seven-month environmental window in which we need to do the project. So 4 of those will be our actual construction. And that's the update I have for the Houston Bridge at this time.
Thank you very much. On Fish and Wildlife, you need any help getting them to respond?
Yeah, they've been unresponsive. So if there's any way your board can reach out, apply some pressure on that end.
Yeah, I got a contact. I'll give them a call.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the board did receive board correspondence dated December 10th from the Director of Finance, the investment policy. For upcoming events, Kings County Behavioral Health will host its mental health family member support group tonight, Tuesday, December 16th at 5:30 here on campus. The Kings County Library will be hosting its movie time this Thursday, December 18th at 3:30 p.m. at the Corcoran branch. And most Kings County offices will be closed to the public starting Wednesday, December 24th through Friday, January 2nd. Critical and essential services will remain open and available during this break. Offices will reopen to the public on Monday, January 5th. For upcoming agenda items, the following agenda items are for January 6th. Board meetings for the 23rd and 30th are canceled due to the winter closure. Finance has one item on an agreement with MGT of America for consulting services. Fire has an item on acceptance of a transportation safety grant. And lastly, Sheriff has one item on a drive purchase for the jail. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move to closed session as outlined by council. We're going to outline close and then do reorg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We also have a special meeting for a closed session item. Would you like to open that at this time?
Oh, you want to do that now? Or you
Mr.
want to
Chair's
do, do you reorg or I'm much following the, I'm just following the deal here.
I think if we outline closed session, go to closed session, and then come down and follow the rest of the agenda, that'd be best, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
All right, the item on the regular session, closed session is conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation, 7 cases. And then there's the special meeting agenda.
And then so at this time, we will go to a special board. Well, we have to shut this one down. and Start over, right?
They can run concurrently.
They
Mr.
can run
Chair.
concurrently. Okay, we'll go ahead and start the second meeting. And we'll go ahead and do roll call.
Joe Nevs.
Here.
Richard Valley.
Here.
Doug Verboon.
Here.
Rusty Robinson.
Here.
Robert Thayer.
Here.
All 5 members are present, and we will go to closed session as outlined by council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's one item, threat to public services or facilities, consideration of tactical response plan. And I'll turn it over to you for public comment.
And do we have any reporting out on this one?
No, there's
No.
reporting.
Do we have any public comments on that? Okay, we'll adjourn for closed session and we'll be back here later for reorganization. Today, right now, and it is 11/28/05, and we are back, and we are going to do office of the chairman and board of supervisors declared vacant. Let's just start over. Board reorganization. Clerk of the board. I'm going to be clerk of the board because I'm still chairman. At this time, I declare the chairman as vacant and a call for nominations. Easier said than done.
You actually have a script, a separate page.
Got it. Thank you. At this time, I declare the office of chairman vacant, effective January 1st, 2026, and call for the nominations. What's the board's pleasure?
Sorry about that. I'll nominate Supervisor Robinson to be the chair.
We have a motion by Supervisor Thayer as for Supervisor Robinson to be chair. Do a second?
Mr. Chair, I would, one, I would move to nominate the District 1 supervisor, and here's why, if I can provide just some comment on that, is last year, it was District 4's opportunity. And I say District 4 because it's more about our districts than it is us. We represent our districts, but the districts should have the opportunity to chair. And we've had a gentleman's agreement where it rotates. And last year, District 4, Super Robinson had the opportunity to chair. He made some comments that the board respected, and we honored him, honored his wishes. And Super Boone retained the chairmanship. So it's nothing personal, no personal attack. But I just want to know what the thought process is on if the District 4 had the opportunity to chair already, why would we delay it and push back on the other districts? Because if we were to move forward with District 4 and Super Robinson, which I have no problem with that. I got a tremendous amount of respect for Super Robinson, but the delay to me, it's more about the delay to the districts. And so that downhill would cause District 5, Soup there, to now have the opportunity to represent his district as chairman in his first term in office. Because if we move forward with Soup Robinson and Soup Neves as vice chair, when I believe Soup Neves should have been vice chair at least last year to become the chairman today, then it would rotate to my district, and then that would give Soup Thayer the opportunity to represent as chairman in his first term. So that's all that I'm looking for, where I believe we honored Soup Robinson and respected his district, and that is my only cause for nominating down the line Supervisor Joe Neves in District 1 as the chairman, to keep the rotation aligned and no delays. And also, as we move forward, respecting the gentleman's agreement takes away the opportunity to even have this uncomfortable conversation, because I don't want it in any way to be misconstrued as a lack of respect of my colleague who works very hard for his district, Supervisor Robinson. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I have a comment real quick. So first of all, I serve at the pleasure of the board, and I've been grateful, honestly, to serve as vice chairman. I just wanted to express why I came up with a decision last year to do that, to renominate Supervisor Verboon as chairman, because we've recently taken over the Mid-Kings River GSA, and so essentially we've been courting the farmers, and the farmers have been an integral element to our whole economy. Supervisor Verboon is a farmer. They're very comfortable with him. And that was the reason why I did it last year, just because we had just taken over the Mid-Kings River GSA. I think it's been helpful in the sense that I think the farmers are content now. I think they trust us. I think they believe that we're genuinely, which we are, taking their input into perspective as we work through the Mid-Kings River GSA. So once again, I serve at the pleasure of the board. No ill will is taken at all. So I appreciate that. One way or another, it's been an honor to serve, and it's an honor to continue to serve. So thank you.
Super Boone, I think there's also an opportunity as we reorg through all the boards where we could have did this last year too, where Sue Robinson could have been the chair. Nothing would stop you, even if we reorganize the GSA next year, which we will be, that we can move for nomination to keep you as chairman of that GSA, and Sue Nez would still be the chairman of the Board of Supervisors if my nomination moved forward. But I think that and I appreciate the answer to my question tremendously. But again, that only focuses on one part of the constituency of our county. And the beauty is all our districts have a little piece of the beautiful puzzle that makes it Kings County. Therefore, the gentleman's agreement to rotate it and keep each district representing. So again, the only negative here would be the delay, and the positive side would be that either one of my colleagues would be an excellent choice to chair this board, including Super Robinson.
For clarification, I have notes that shows we have 2 motions on the table. I believed
I
it
think
was
we nominate and then you move to close the nominations, correct?
correct. We had 2, I believe.
No, sir. I think procedure wise is we put down 2 nominations, then we move to close nominations. And then the second nomination, the last nomination procedure wise gets taken up for a vote first.
That's correct. I was using the wrong terminology. I have 2 nominations on the table.
I didn't hear a second, though. I'm not sure.
We did not have a second for either of those nominations.
I don't think you, yeah.
Just discussion.
No, it's not out of control, Mr. Chairman. I believe there's no motions on nominations. You nominate. Okay. No, I put a nomination on the table. There's no motions on nominations, I believe. There's a motion to close out nominations, and then you vote on the nominations, correct?
That's why I asked for clarification as well.
Typically what I've seen, but perhaps the county has a different practice, is that there is a motion and a second for a nomination. Is it the past practice to simply make a nomination and then after names have been thrown out?
The first is what we've normally done.
That's typically a motion and a second to make a nomination.
Which one, sir? Oh, okay. Okay, but I believe proper procedure is you have to have a motion to close out nominations. And once any nomination could be put on the table, and then you have a motion to close out nominations. And by procedure, the last person nominated
And I need to turn the microphone on. I have a second and I close nominations.
Can I have county council please advise? We have 2 motions.
Yes, so Supervisor Valley is correct that there will be at the end of nominations, there is a motion to close out nominations. However, at this point, we have a motion and a second for one nomination. So we would look for a motion and a second on the other nomination, and then the nominations can be closed out.
So for the
Okay.
first one, we have a first and a second.
The first one, first and second, and you have another one.
And
You're nominating Supervisor Neves.
and Supervisor Neves in District 1.
Okay, we have a second nomination for Supervisor Neves, District 1. And do we have a second? Joe, you want to vote yourself in as chairman?
If you guys don't trust me, I don't trust myself.
Just second it and let's go to a vote.
Okay, can I second two of them?
Mhm.
You can.
I'll second that. Madam Clerk, please call the roll for the,
The second question is voted upon first.
the second one is voted on.
The
Okay.
second nomination is voted upon.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to the second one I've nominated as the first one. You're gonna call roll two.
The second one goes first.
Yes. So it'll be Supervisor Nez for chairman. At this time, nominations will be closed. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
No.
Rusty Robinson,
No.
Robert Thayer.
No.
So with 3-2. Now do we do the second one?
Correct.
Okay. This is confusing. So Madam Clerk, please call the roll for Supervisor Robinson as chair.
Joe Nevs,
No.
Richard Valley, Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson,
Yes.
Robert Thayer.
Yes.
Okay, 4-1. Got through it. Now nomination for vice chair.
Well, Mr. Chair, and I just want a full transparency. Sue Nez didn't ask me to do that. I did that per just being able to look myself in the mirror on our gentleman's agreement and to not delay the respect of any board member's district. Thank you.
No, and I to clarify, so I wrote down who was chair. So the way I see it and understand it is I filled in for Supervisor Fagundes in the year 24. At the last minute, he asked me, he didn't want to do it, so he nominated me to be chairman. And then Supervisor Robinson felt it was better I stayed in my position, which would have been 2025. So we're still on the same schedule. It doesn't really help Supervisor Thayer at this point. Unless he gets reelected, then he'll be chairman the year that he wins. So
all the math is out there.
Yeah.
It's just the,
so now
when it's your district's opportunity, you just take it. Anyone could do good. Anyone could. Sue Robinson would have did an outstanding job last year with the farmers as well on the GSA.
No, and Supervisor Neves is great. We always nominate him chair on everything. So we always support him. And he would do a great job as well too. No, it's a tough one. I think we're all got good relationship with each other, so there's no hard feelings. I do appreciate being chairman the last 2 years. It is a lot of work, and I do appreciate the faith you guys put in me. And no, I do appreciate it. So right now we're looking for a vice chair.
I move to nominate the District 1 Supervisor, John.
And I'll second that. So we have a motion and a second nomination. I move nomination to be closed. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Robert Thayer.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor. Thank you very much. What's next?
Ouch. Public finance.
Okay. We'll move on now to Cal PFA. We'll adjourn the Board of Supervisors at this time at 11:41, and we'll move on into California Public Finance Authority.